Hello everybody, this is Windy Meadow. Gonna be getting into this game. Seems pretty cool. I honestly am not too sure what we're getting ourselves into here. Play the tutorial? I don't think so. So we need to start with Vina the Huntress. Since when do you have this many patron stabs? The news of Vina's deeds have reached the city. The merchants want to hire her. Deeds? I don't recall. But I told you already, she... What a loud bunch. I think I'll take the bottle back home. What else is new, ma'am? It's been an hour since you joined the merchants at the table. Keeping your back straight for so long starts to wear on you, but you were told only to speak when spoken to. You observe the others, but you can't follow their prattle. Something about a missing ship from the Far East, and the new spice that everyone needs to try, even though it's as expensive as a sheep. They summarized how you defeated those trolls from last autumn right at the start, but since then, they've been pretty much ignoring you. At least you're getting used to their fancy accent. But would it kill them to talk about something other than money? So Vina, how's your beer? You cast a glance at your dad, who manages to stay in control as always. Why can't you be that confident? I'd rather have some cider, to be frank. And you couldn't say so sooner. You'd better learn how to speak for yourself before you reach the city. Don't encourage her. Emeritus, it's better to drink crappy beer than to insult a merchant. She's just being polite, Ivolo. Your girl has potential, Latro. She's following in your footsteps. Kind words, but you'd struggle to find a hunter who could match her talent, and she's not even 20. Leading the trolls into the swamp was quite a plan. Our fable put together a song about her bravery. Our fable, you've grown quite comfortable with your new home. Maybe, in a way. Let's not jump ahead, nothing's been decided yet. But it's a great opportunity, don't you want to leave the nest, darling? I don't know. She'll think about it after you tell us your offer. Argentinian knows the details, but from what I've heard, the guild in Veritas can reward Vina's talents generously. It's not that intricate. We can always find a job for a gifted warrior. What kind of job? You'd start as a guard at a store, or maybe a warehouse. Learn more about the city, then become my personal defender. Prove yourself, and once I get the chance, I'll whisper your name to larger players. All you need is the strength and ambition. Keep going the extra mile and you'll end up as commander, or overseeing our caravans and ships. You could work as a Roadwarden for a year or 5, too. A life of wealth and adventure, then a quick retirement. Especially if you were to join the guild as an investor. As you can see, such life has treated us fairly well. Don't tell me I'm not it's not a tempting opportunity. But the village has everything I need. I heard that living in the city can be rough. I don't know. Our mom is sick. Dad's our very last hunter. Victus needs my help with Inmura. And once autumn comes, the undead show up. What then? We won't be left to ourselves. The merchants know our value. The soldiers from the city are a capable bunch. Your mom and I can rely on your brothers and sisters. I hate to think about checking the traps without your aid, but don't burn your future for our sake. Your mother wouldn't forgive herself. Listen to the others, little wolf. The right guides the brave. So, Argentina, you're going to visit us again in 15 days, am I right? With the wedding supplies? Looks like it. I won't be traveling in this direction again until the end of summer. That's when we'll give you our final answer. Will you use a ferry or a cart? I have yet to decide. Just be sure to have space for a passenger, deal? I'll figure something out, like always. Don't you worry. Day 1. So, probably okay where my camera is, I would say. Gonna discuss your future sooner or later, pup. The knot you used here ain't right. Once you lose control of the spearhead, the beast will break your neck in an instant. Just use the one I taught you, little wolf. I learned quite a few knots from Limos. They're easier to use. Fishermen ain't real hunters. Don't put yourself in danger. I've been roaming these woods for 20 years. You can trust me, or at least consult me first. Won't happen again. You know I want what's best for you. This is the only knot you'll ever need. Trust me. I'm too tired out to carry our prey now. Let's have a talk. What about the scavengers? The runners will catch the scent soon. And yet it's so quiet here. It may be spring, but we should have at least seen a few larger beasts by now. Oh, you want us to stay here for long? I've got plans for the evening. Do you now? Well, then I guess you're just too busy. But since I've caught your attention, let's discuss what's going on. The trolls. When did they show up? First days of autumn. That's when old Salvia warned me that they never stopped their hunt and can turn the land into a wasteland. I'm glad you remember. The way you took care of them was impressive. Don't get me wrong. But now I've grown more and more convinced that even that was too late. They changed the forest already? Last year we used to simply leave the house and look for wild game. Now we're forced to set traps, use bait, look for rats and squirrels. At least there are more hares around. But the larger creatures were either caught or chased away by the trolls. Well, fewer beasts means more rats and birds. So fewer mushrooms, nuts, fruits, and flies. And Limos told me there are more fish in the stream. What's that? Before he started using nets, traps, fishing rods to catch food in the rivers, he was using spears to bow and bows to hunt for saurians and large fish. His zeal has been weakened ever since he lost his foot, but his new methods turned out to be more efficient anyway. Okay, cool. That's cool. Codex. Everything connects. You know where I'm going with this? I don't want to guess. Just tell me. The forest is weak. We'll leave animals alone, let them breed on our ground for at least a year. The forest needs some new breath. Oh, sorry. I had a talk with Ludicia. We'll limit ourselves to startling them. Instead of killing them, the garden is crucial for us, more important than any wild game. But we ain't some armed numbskulls. A good hunter can do many things, and Lacerta would allow us to join the guards for a few seasons. I won't spend my days sitting in the inn. Our mayor keeps her calm. No matter what's going on, she's a good friend to my father, though they usually talk about trade and work or their plans for the next season. She was raised in Windy Meadow, but spent over a decade in the city, working as a clerk for the Merchant Guild. So, we're going to do something. There's one more obstacle, but that's enough loitering around. Let's pull out our boar while it's still sunny. Holy schnitz, it's heavy. Language. Still, it's all muscle. A fine beast to end our current path with. Will it taste good after smoking? I ain't sure. Boar meat can be treacherous. Now, let's pray. Of course. Praise be to the right for the years we've received, for the walls that guard us, for our strong limbs and sharp senses, and the gentle weather. We humbly welcome the taste of your creation. Help us spread your meat wisely in our family, oh, and among our friends, and help us sell the tusks and bones to the city folk. We'll share what you give us with Vates, your servant, to prove that we're ready to leave behind everything, if such is your will. So be it. Yeah, sure. So be it. I wish I could pray as gracefully as the priest, shameful being a soul of simple words. Don't worry, it's about having an honest heart, right? I guess, but remember how my father started to forget words and names once his hair got gray until he lost the gift of speech. Our family ought to squeeze out everything we can with each year we get. Now, before we head back home, take a look here. A smooth stick. It's a spear. A goblin found a thin branch and sharpened it with a rock. After all, no undead would have a reason to attack a wild beast, and no other creature would wield a weapon in combat. So, came here to stab the boar? Touch the blood. It's fresh. Goblins found the boar after it fell in the hole. They tried to jab it, but it didn't stick around. The grass here is trampled, but I see no footprints. They could be slim for hunger, and that means desperate? I'm proud of you, little wolf. You do just fine in the city. But goblins are bad news. Best case scenario, they're going to keep our tribe away from the woods, but who can be sure they won't attack the farmers or snatch our kids over the wall? Let's head back and warn the workers. This monster will fill up a whole wagon. We've got a long day ahead. The third, maybe the second largest game we've ever caught. Wonder how it got here. Good thing you didn't have to fight it. We wouldn't attack it even if it got the chance, not without old Salvia's blinding dust. But Dad used to fight such monsters when I was little. Because Mom was at his side. She'd hit a charging beast right in the eye. She'll show you once she starts walking again. What's all this about a goblin tribe you found? Just the marks and footprints. Victus told me they're just big, cunning monkeys. Victus, my older brother who never wanted to be a hunter, but the training he got from our parents allowed him to become a village guard. Now he's Evalo's defender, moving forward despite the troubles he's gone through. To me, they're small, furry people on paws. Can you even say that? I might not be allowed to be saying furry, even though I just did twice. Can you believe it? Can they be lured into a trap, or will you scare them away like you did with the trolls? Dad's got a plan. He knows what he's doing. Are you? Will you get rid of them before you leave us? I ain't afraid. Want to help you. Oh, I thought that was like a little girl. What the hell? The tribe's gonna stand together. We lack magic, yet we're able to outsmart the trolls. We can handle some goblins. I don't know what to think of this city. Part of me wants to stay here. Dad says you'll leave for sure, that there's nothing waiting for you here. Dad says many things, but the choice is mine. I ain't gonna leave you. I'd visit you each spring. Always thought you'd be here to see me on my first hunt. Sure, I want to know. The right doesn't ask us about our plans, so that's that saying. Goblins, gargoyles, dragons won't hide in the stronghold like some old lady, no matter what's coming for us. I'm a better fighter than most folks here, a spear woman. A spear girl, maybe, but still, it ain't your call. Dad or Lacerda will ask you once they need your help. Who's that again? Our mayor keeps her calm. Yeah, she's a good friend. But I'm ready to fight. Just need a chance to prove it. Then wait for the right moment. I don't know how old she is. Did they say? Anyway, she wants to hunt. I mean, wait for the right moment. Don't argue with Dad, but keep your spear close and your eyes open. Alright, good advice. I will, and I won't disappoint you. So we don't want to tell her to be disrespecting Pops, you know what I mean? I know, you're very brave. But she does need to prove herself, you know what I mean? You gotta test yourself in combat. I'm happy for you, you know? How come? You've got this job offer and you're gonna be rich. I don't even know what I want. Mm-hmm. Being rich doesn't mean much to me, I think, but all the merchants say Paradis is a busy place. With soft beds, all sorts of foods and drinks and colors and loud streets and all these bards and acrobats. Paradis is a city offering everything one may desire. Alehouses, meat, spices, music, acrobats, gambling, fancy clothes, bright nights. It's a different world, cuz. Sounds like New York City. And Windy Meadow, even though not doing too well right now, by the way. It's always the same. Oats with milk, same cider, cold winters, no music, no young man to have a talk with. What right here, lady. I'd like to have a taste of the city for a season or two, but to spend years there? I don't know. Distant grass is always greener. That's a good one. That's a good one. The grass is always greener on the other side, you know what I mean? Distant grass. Like that. Can't you take the job and bail after you get sick of it? Would be wrong. I don't want to quit unless necessary. Can't play with our tribe's good name. We're part of a tribe? I don't want you to be bored, but, well, yeah, I'd miss you too. So